inspiring North American Terran players that we have these days. He's kind of like the Xenocider of a year ago, and Xeno, of course, is still excellent. But I think Neep is my guy to watch for 2014. If he keeps putting in the work,
Not
it's
Haas?
going to be wrong. Yeah, Haas is a different reason, man. Even though it's WCS America, but like, you know, North American Terran or Taiwanese Protoss is a little different.
That's fair.
And we all know that we love to cheer for a foreign Terran because it's been a while.
Yeah.
We had Moro in the beta. And
Who has been the great foreign Terran hope? Has there been one?
I don't think there's one guy who has been truly standing
I
out.
mean, the Muslim has always been a guy that people look to, but he's consistently underperformed in tournaments.
Yeah, 2013 was not the year of the Muslim. I think if you want to give the prize to one player, like if you could take a look at the Team Liquid Awards as well. I think Happy would be the Terran that deserves it most, as he was the most consistent one. But he too has his ups and downs.
QXC's had a couple of runs that were kind of, but.
No, Neep could be an excellent Terran.
Lucy's a good one to mention too. He had some.
Lucy went on the coldest streak of all time, though. For a second, he performed like an Atlanta sports team, Ben. As, he went 0-5 in a couple of teams, and actually then he threw the towels. That's kind of like what happened with the Atlanta Trashes. They finished bottom of the NHL, and then they left.
It's funny because it's true.
The resemblance.
I've been trying to explain to Kev that you never ever bet on an Atlanta sports team because they always disappoint. And today he bet on the Hawks. So
I believe. Either way, Bomber is of course our Red Terran player spawning on the right top side of Habitation Station, representing Red Bull, going up against our Korean Elfie. He's representing Team ESC Icy Box. He is our very own Arthur. And Korean Elfie is of course a big compliment.
Over under on the blink all in for the third time in a row.
Minus 7.8, Ben. No, I don't. This is if there's one map where blink all in is absolutely terrible, it has to be this one.
It is.
If Arthur wants to get cheeky, I'm expecting oracles.
Basically impossible to make blink work here because, as you guys can see, there's not really a way to blink up into the main. A couple of small areas where it is possible, which means there's basically just two small areas that you have to defend.
But one of the other annoying things as well is that there is a ramp over here. For instance, on Yangsu, it's even ground, so you can just walk forward, be annoying with your stalkers. Well, however, this time you have to pick up the ramp all the time, and as soon as you have more than 5 stalkers, your stalkers are going to clump up and they're going to form lines on this ramp, and it's just not as effective as it is on the other maps.
Yeah. It's going to be a CC first this time for Bomber.
No,
it's a complete lie. It's 1 Rax expand.
I just showed the Rex, it's alright. We'll most likely throw down 2 more Rexes, but sometimes he still sticks with the 2 Rex as well, but just 3 Rex seems to be the build to go. I actually asked Bomber about that a little bit, and I actually thought that it was because he was worried about all the all-ins that Protoss has, because at Sao Paulo. Wow, Arthur, that's a sick play. I like it a lot, man. It's risky, but I like it. Anyways, what I want to say is that I was spending some time with Bomber in Sao Paulo, and I was just chatting. I was like, hey, Bomber, why do you always go 3 Rex against Protoss, or at least in the majority of your games? Is it because you're worried about all-ins? And then he explained to me, he's like, well, not necessarily. He said, even though it's a little better. But he said it's above all because a lot of Protoss players are playing so extremely greedy, with just like, you know, they go 1 gate, double forts, Robo and Twilight. He's like, Protoss so greedy, can just run in, stim and win. I was like, that's pretty good logic, Bomber. It's hard to argue with run in, stim and win.
It's been the Terran mantra for almost 4 years now.
2 more gates going down for Arthur.
Is StarCraft 2 that old?
Yeah, it's more than 2 years. It's like 3.5.
Oh, I said 4.
3.5 years, I guess.
That gold base is finishing up. And what in the world is Arthur going to do with it?
I mean, this is a really sick play, because I'm not sure if Arthur has been taking notes, or I'm not sure if Arthur has been watching Bomber's games over the last few weeks. But I'm pretty sure, 3 more gates going down, 3 even, I thought just 2, but that means he's gonna rely on 4 gates soon, and we'll most likely have a Twilight. What, is he gonna just try to do like some sort of an MC gateway bust over here, Ben? As only MC would ever do it?
I mean, he's gonna have, I mean, by taking this gold base, he's essentially going to have much more income off of a small number of probes than he would otherwise be able to sustain, so he's gonna have a period of time in this game when he can afford to produce just a ton of units off of a relatively small number of harvesters. So I guess that might be what we're seeing. Bomber does have double bunker already, so he is not taking any chances here in game number 3.
And you know, Ben, if Arthur is our Korean athlete, then Bomber is probably the Korean show, as Bomber just does not scout early game. He throws down a scan right now, he sees a bunch of gates, will most likely read this as another blink all in, probably be like, ah, I guess I barely missed the Twilight. But Bomber, his weakness is indeed that he doesn't scout that much, he just relies on this 3 racks opening, and then when Stim is ready, he expects to just win. But what if Arthur can sort of catch him off guard, drop a lot of force fields, and then just spam Zealots like a crazy person? Because he has money to do that. I'm not sure how this is going to go.
It's a terrifying possibility. There's a 3rd bunker being built in the natural, though.
Oh, Bomber. This time the factory is going up. But it will all come down to the force fields. Will the force fields prevail these SCVs from repairing these bunkers? If that is the case, I think Bomber is in a lot of trouble. He needs to preemptively pull these SCVs. 2 more gates going down. Income tab shows us right now that they're mining just as much money because Bomber has mules.
And there are a lot of units waiting outside Bomber's natural. That's a lot of force field. That's a lot of Zealots. If the force fields are good, if the SCVs cannot repair...
Widow Mines would be absolutely fantastic against all these gateway units. This is a magnet if I've ever seen one. This is just too trick. Bomber throws down another scan. Bomber is like, huh? I think Bomber knows immediately, like, ah, he's going for the gold. As he still has these SCVs over here. He knows that something funky is up. He knows that there is a gold base. He knows that something is going to be thrown at him. And what it is, well, it's just 7 gates. Just 7 gates.
But does he know that it's aggression like this?
Yeah, he knows, man.
He has to, right? He has to, but he still hasn't pulled his SCVs.
No, he had SCVs pulled for a while, and now I guess he feels he's safe with those 3 Rexes. I would have loved to see just like 1 or 2 Widow Mines. I think that would have been absolutely fantastic. Look at this Protoss army. That's so much Protoss.
This is a
oh my god, 62 army supply against 35.
Oh man, here we go. It is time. It's literally all going to come down to this. Does Bomber hold, or does Arthur make it into the round of 16? Here he comes. The Zealots making their way forward. The force fields are excellent. Time Warp's going to go down on that 3rd bunker. These bunkers are not going to stay alive. They're going to go down, but they're not going down that quickly. The depots are doing a really good job of really choking up everything. More good force field going down. It's just Stalkers right now. That last bunker staying alive for a ridiculously long time.
Bomber or Jaedong Band or Arthur. That bunker is still alive, but there's still.
And now Arthur's just going to walk up into the main, it looks like.
That's risky. He can get sandwiched. He has no blink. Stim is activated.
Oh, but these Marines are all so low because they've been stimming this entire time. Some units coming down from the high ground. Stalkers are going to start to melt away. Here comes the next wave of reinforcements. It literally is a war of attrition at this point. The Zealots trying to buy enough time for the Stalkers to do the damage that they need. SCVs on hold position will get focused down. This Protoss army is melting away, but so too is the economy of Bomber. 28 supply against 50. It's very, very close, but there are only 12 SCVs left. Bomber does chase the Stalkers away.
But more units are coming in. Stim, he salvages the bunker.
Oh no! As the Zealots are going to force everything back. There's only 3 Stalkers alive right now, and Bomber literally has single-digit harvesters. There are 7 SCVs on the map, and Arthur has a ton of economy behind this.
I think Arthur has done it, Ben. It's 20 army supply against 15. There is a medevac soon, but these bio units are so low on HP. These mules will get picked off. Bomber will be forced to perhaps lift off as well. Only mine of 1 base. He cannot afford to lose SCVs. And wow, will Arthur, against all odds, win this Group D in WCS America?
I am...
72 supply against 25.
It looks like it's over. I mean, Arthur is, this is not a wall that he can easily break, but there are a lot of Stalkers. There are a very small number of medevacs. Zealots are not going to do a whole lot of damage here.
But, I mean, Arthur is throwing away a lot of units here, but I guess he's in a position that he can afford it. He just wants to finish this game, Ben, and is that the correct call? I guess it probably is.
Yep, Stalkers focusing medevacs. Zealots are going to try to do the rest. Bomber does not look like he's going to recover. The last mules called down. The last SCVs will fall. The last 2 Marauders being microed to the very end. But it does not matter. Good game. And Arthur is the unlikely winner